Namaste students, welcome to today's session. So this is Information Technology Part B, Chapter 2, Data Entry and Keyboarding Skills. So this is a latter part of the session of this chapter. So let us see. Before we enter into the next session, let us have a short recap. So last class we saw keyboarding skills, what is touch method, types of keys, typing and deleting text, guide for typing, pointing devices, mouse pointers, mouse operations. So these are the topics we saw last class. Hope you would have done your homeworks and your classworks too. So this week, this session, we are going to see the next topic is typing ergonomics. Already I have given introduction in the previous chapter, in the previous session, that what is typing ergonomics. It is nothing but the rules for typing. So typing ergonomics provides a logistic support for efficient and effective typewriting. Why do we use this typing ergonomics? It's a technique. It provides support for efficient typewriting. So you are learning typing skills here. So when you learn typing skills, you should be well versed with the typing ergonomics too. They are important to attain and maintain accuracy and speed. So once you follow the rules, follow the typing rules, what are the things available, so you will be able to type with higher speed and most accurate typing. Some of these factors included are as given below. Sitting posture. So what is the first typing ergonomic? It is your sitting posture. How to sit when you type. When you use a keyboard, when you sit in front of a computer, how to sit, what position you have to sit. While operating the computer keyboard, sit straight, slightly bending your neck forward. Check your comfort and sitting position of body. So you have to check your comfort and sitting position, how you sit. You are not supposed to lean back towards a chair. So you should sit in a proper position. Touch the lower portion of your back to the lower portion of the backrest of the chair. Your lower portion of your back should be in touch to the lower portion of the backrest of the chair. Touch both the feet to the floor. Both the feet should be on the floor. Look at the figure, you can understand it better. See, this is a posture to sit when you use a computer. Elbows should be slightly higher than wrists when operating keys or mouse. The back support should be at an angle of 90 to 100 degree and supporting the lumbar curve. Hips should be slightly higher than knees. There should be approximately 2 to 3 finger width clearance between the front edge of the seat and the back of knee. Feet should be supported on the floor or by footrest. The desk should be approximately 680 to 720 millimeter high. So each and every position is given in this figure. Your desk position, so how you have to sit with your desk. It should be approximately 680 to 720 millimeters high. Your desk should be where you rest your computer. That desk should be this many millimeters high. And your feet, where you have to position your feet, it should be either on the floor or on the footrest of the computer table. There should be approximately 2 to 3 finger width clearance between the front edge of the seat and the back of knee. Back of your knee, you know what is where is your knee? Back of your knee should be away from your seating chair, seating place. So from your seat, it should be 2 to 3 finger feet at least. Your back of the knee should be placed. Hips, how your hips should be, it should be slightly higher than the knees. Your knee should be little down and your hip should be little higher when you sit. The back support should be at an angle of 90 to 100 degree. Either you should sit with a 90 degree angle, sit straight, or 100 degree and supporting the lumbar curve. Elbows should be slightly higher than wrists when operating keys or mouse. You know which is your elbow, which is your wrist. So elbows should be slightly higher than your wrist position. So each and everything is given in the form of a figure pointing out the position of your body Next comes position of hands. Put your forearms at level with the keyboard and palms down. You have to put your forearms at level with the keyboard. It should be in the same level with the keyboard and palms should be down. Keep your wrists straight and hang your elbows naturally. Your wrist should be straight and your elbows should be naturally placed. Don't touch the elbows to the body nor be too far away from the body. Your elbows should not touch your body. So look at this figure. Your elbows should not touch your body at the same time. It should not be too away from your body too. Bend at about a 90-degree angle. Look at this figure, which is the right position and which is wrong. How you have to sit, in which position you are not supposed to sit with your computer. Look at the angle given. You have to sit in 90-degree angle. This is the correct screen angle view. How to see your screen. Otherwise you would get back pain, neck pain, all pains you will have if you are not in this proper sitting posture. So that is why, see, for a data entry job or data entry work, you have to follow all such rules. So that is why this is a basic set of instructions given to you before you learn completely with your skills. Monitor placement. Where should you place your monitor? How should you place your monitor? Do not bend your neck while working on the monitor. You should not bend your neck. Okay, so that also should be in an angle. And keep the upper border of screen at eye level. The distance of screen from the user depends on the size of the screen. The distance of the screen from you, the monitor screen, and from you, the user, it depends on the size of the screen. If it is too big, you have to be a little bit away from the screen. If it is small, you can be a little bit closer to the screen. Keep an approximate distance of about 60 to 65 centimeters for 17 inches screen. For a 17-inch screen, 60 to 65 centimeters you have to sit away. Mouse and keyboard placement. Where to place your mouse? See, if you have a computer table, there are proper places to place your mouse and keyboard. It is already built in. Suppose if you have your own tables, ordinary tables, where you have to place your mouse and keyboard for a better and a very in a comfort zone, you can sit and do your data entry work. So keep the keyboard and mouse together at an approximate distance of 20 centimeters, which will help in smooth and effortless operation of keyboard. So at least 20 centimeters your keyboard and mouse should be placed, and it should be away in separately kept in the table. Same height of keyboard, mouse and elbows helps the user to work comfortably. Your keyboard, mouse and elbows should be of the same height. Adjust computer chair and table to an optional height. How the chair and table should be placed? Chair should be adjusted, and the table also should be at a proper height. As I told you earlier, how the desk should be, how much millimeters it should be away from the floor. 680 to 700 millimeters, it should be higher from the floor, the desk where you place the computer. The chair of the computer user must be supportive to his or her lower back. You should sit in a comfortable chair which supports your back, lower back. Keyboard and vibrating devices such as printers should be on separate tables. Keyboard and the other devices like mouse, printers. See, printers you can keep it separately, but keyboard you cannot keep it separately, but it should be little bit away from your monitor. If you have a computer table, it is easy for you. Otherwise, you can place in your comfort zone where you are able to place your keyboard. The computer table should also have sufficient space for your legs. You also should place your legs properly so that you will not get back pain. With the correct ergonomics, typewriting becomes a natural phenomenon without causing unnecessary fatigue. Placement of matter to be typed. Place the matter for typing to the left or right side of the keyboard, preferably on a copy holder which has a sloping surface. How to place the matter means the paper or a notebook which you use for typing, with which you are the notes which you are going to type, either it may be a paper or a book or a notebook, whatever it is, it should be placed either in the left side or right side of the keyboard. Positioning of fingers on the keyboard. How to position the fingers? As I told you earlier, you have a home row, right? Which is your home row? Which is the home row in the keyboard? Last class I told you, when we saw keyboard, we saw which is the home row. Please refer to the previous notes, previous videos, which is the home row, where you have the A, S, D, F keys. That keys are present in the home row. That row is called home row, which is the second row of your keyboard. It is called as the second row of your keyboard. That is your home row. Look at the figure. How to position your fingers? You are using 8 fingers in the home row. That is A, S, D, F. Hope you all know which is your little finger, which is your middle finger, which is your ring finger, which is your index finger. Isn't it? So place your little finger on A, ring finger on S, middle finger on D, index finger on F. Similarly, with your left hand you have done this. Now with your right hand, place your little finger on semicolon, ring finger on L, middle finger on K, and index finger on J. G and H. G and H are left free without any fingers. Which finger will be used for those two? Can anybody guess? So you're going to use the same index finger of your left and right hands respectively for these two keys. G will use index finger of your left hand. H will use the index finger of your right hand. Okay. And what are this F and J keys called? This also I told you in the previous session. F and J keys. What are they called? They are called guide keys. Okay. Because they have a small raised tangible mark which tells you that that is the end of your fingering. Again you have to use the same finger to the key which precedes it. Allocation of keys to fingers. The keyboard learning process starts from the second row, home row. As I told you earlier, we are going to start from the home row. Then what is the third row? It is the upper row. First row is the bottom row. And the fourth row, we have got numbers. 1, 2, 3 numbers we have got, right? That is your fourth row. The fingers of both the hands have to operate keys allotted to them on each row. It must be remembered that each finger has to operate only the key allotted to it. It is not I, it is it. Look at the figure now. This is what I have already shown you, how to place your fingers. See, this home row, why do we call it as a home row? See, wherever you go, you may go to an office or school or wherever it is, again you are coming back to your home, right? Similarly, wherever these 8 fingers move around in the keyboard, automatically after using on the other keys, it should come back to its own position, that is the home row. Is it clear, all of you? Allocation of keys to fingers is already I've told you. This allocation of keys to fingers on the second row, that is the home row. Already I told how to place the fingers with a picture. C, A, S, D, F, J, K, L, semicolon. A, S, D, F takes left hand, 4 fingers. J, K, L, semicolon takes right hand, 4 fingers. Allocation of keys to fingers on the third row. Your third row is a QWERTY. QWERTYUIOP. Q will take up the left hand little finger which is used for A as well. So what key is used by A left hand? Which finger is used for A? That is your left hand little finger, right? So Q is above A, So naturally Q also will take your left hand little finger. Similarly, S, above S we have got W. So W will take what S takes, the same finger will be taken up by W. That is your ring finger. Similarly, the above keys which is above the home row, that is a third row which is above the home row, will take up the respective keys from the key fingering from the home row. Understood all of you? See, in this figure, A uses little finger which is above A, Q. So Q also uses left hand little finger. Is it clear, children? Q also uses left hand little finger. Similarly, above S you have got W. S and W uses the same fingers. D and E uses the same fingers. F and R uses the same fingers. Similarly, for the right hand also, the above keys. Okay, this G and H and T and Y uses the fingers, index fingers of left and right hand respectively. Any doubts, children? So as well as I told you earlier, this is the allocation of keys to fingers on the third row, upper row. While typing on the upper row, keep fingers on home row. When you type on the upper row, all other fingers have to be placed on the home row except the which finger, which key you are going to press, that finger alone should move. For example, Q uses little finger of left hand, right? So when the little finger of left hand is going to be utilized for Q, for pressing Q, the remaining fingers, ring finger, middle finger and your index fingers, should remain in the home key only. Only the little finger has to move over to that Q key. Understood? Remaining fingers has to be in the its own position. So this is what is explained here, what I told you with the figure. Allocation of keys to fingers on the first row. Allocation of keys to fingers on the first row, that is the bottom row. After learning how to operate keys on home row and third row, the next step is to learn how to operate keys on the first row. First row is the the bottom row. So look at the first row here. Z, X, C, V, B, N, M. So these are the first rows with the greater than symbol, less than symbol. This is the first row, bottom row. Okay. Next, allocation of keys to fingers on the fourth row. Fourth row is your number row. See, this is a fourth row. It is your number row. How to place fingers on these numbers? Little finger for 1, that is left hand. Little finger for 1, ring finger for 2, middle finger for 3, index finger for 4. 5 will again take index finger of left hand for 5. Similarly, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0 will take right hand fingering, and 6 and 7 takes same index fingers of right hand. That is what is explained here in this slide. 7 and 6 with index fingers, and here this is a numeric in this row type 1, 2, 3 with little ring and middle fingers of the left hand respectively, and 4 and 5 will take index fingers. This is what I have explained with this diagram. The same thing is given as an explanation here. Go through it. Using numeric keypad. See, efficient and effective use of numeric keypad is important in numeric data entry. The numeric keypad has 4 columns and 5 rows. How many columns? See, look at the numeric keypad here. It has got 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 columns and 5 rows. Okay, it has got 4 columns and 5 rows. That is what is explained here. The numeric keypad has 4 columns and 5 rows. The row which has 4, 5, 6 and plus is called home row. This is a row which is initially practiced by a touch typist. The allocation of keys on this row is as shown in figure 2.2. 2.12. This is 2.12. How to use fingering 1, 2, 3 numbers. On a numeric keypad, the number 5 is the guide key. It has a small raised tangible mark which serves as a guide for the touch typist in the placement of fingers on other keys. 5 serves as the guide key. See, 5 is in the middle, so it serves as a guide key. It has a small raised tangible mark which serves as a guide for the touch typist in the placement of fingers on other keys. Next, allocation of rest of the keys on numeric keypad. 0 is to be pressed by the right hand thumb. One can also make use of calculator keyboard for numeric keypad practice. You can use a calculator for this numeric keypad practice. Okay. 0 is to be pressed by the right hand thumb. Successful keyboarding tips. The following points may be kept in mind for successful keyboarding techniques. Press the keys with feather touch and do not put undue pressure. See, just you should not keep on pressing the keys, because when you keep on press the keys, repeatedly the same characters will be printed, typed. Rest your fingers on home row while typing. You have to rest the remaining fingers on the home row, ASDF keys. Allow your fingers to fall naturally on the keys so that each rests on top of the next key along the same horizontal row. I told you this earlier. While typing, release the key immediately. So this also I told you, when you type you have to release the key immediately, otherwise the same characters will be keep on typed. Do not look at the keyboard while practicing. You are not supposed to look onto the keyboard and type. Only then you can become a touch typist. Press the keys with equal intervals of time and rhythm. You have to press the keys with equal intervals of time. Okay, neither too long or not too short. Press the keys only with the fingers allotted for them. Now I've told you what are the fingers allotted for each key. So you have to use those keys only for your fingering using the other keys. While pressing a key, say slowly, pronounce a character on the key. While pressing, so you are in the beginning stage, right? You are learning the skills now. So when you press the key, you can just murmur. Just slowly you can say. Suppose if you wanted to press A, press with your little finger and say A. Yes, like that. So it is easy for you to memorize. This finger is for that key. Secure typing ergonomics. Do not take any mental stress while typing. Maintain patience if committed mistake at initial stage, because you have got very softwares for practicing. So when you have softwares, it will tell you the errors also. It will show you the errors, what you have done, what is the timing you have used, everything. It will give you a clear picture in the form of a chart. So you need not worry about it, that you have done errors or not, what errors you have done. In identifying errors, you need not waste your time. So the when you download a software for typing, the software naturally it gives you all details whatever you have used on the keyboard. Maintain a balance between speed and accuracy, as both are equally important. Do not sacrifice accuracy for speed. To gain mastery of computer keyboard, undertake repeated practice of typewriting words, sentences, passages and figures without looking at the keyboard. I repeatedly tell you, without looking at the keyboard we are going to practice keyboard. Okay, we are going to practice typing. For that only this chapter is meant for keyboarding skills. Clear? Using typing software. In the last class I've insisted you to download a software called Rapid Typing Tutor. Have you done? So try doing it. Those who have not done, try doing it. So it is a free and open source software. FOSS stands for free and open source software. It is free to use and share with others for free, but only by using the original distribution package. Touch typing technique. So already we are learning touch typing technique only. Touch typing technique, what is the use of it? It is going to improve our speed and accuracy. Without looking at the keyboard, we are going to type. So those things are only provided by the touch typing technique. Stage 1.